Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from whenever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, there is a story shared in the Standard newspaper with the headline, Gold Money Deals. Now, in this story, the Sudan government is accusing United Arab Emirates for involving into the Sudan issue, whereby now there is business going on between the RSF leader from Sudan and the UAE king. Then the exchange of firearms also that is causing atrocity in Sudan. First of all, the RSF leader has been flagged off and sanctioned by international community as far as the issue of mass killing in Sudan is concerned. So that's where we are. If you read that story, at the first place, look at the images there. We have the UAE leader. Then we have at the other end RSF leader, Dagalo. Then in the middle there is that face of President William Samoei Ruto, Rais wa nchi ya Kenya, ako pale katikati, and the image is to do with the money in dollars. Then there is gold. That is the information being shared here. Now, this is what they are saying. Sudan's crisis deepens as Darfur buries over 150,000 of its people, yet shadow gold deal thrive amid the chaos. Kenya hosts RSF warlord accused of fueling the bloodshed. Sudan has accused the United Arab Emirates at the International Court of Justice of violating the Genocide Convention by arming the RSF. There is little doubt that Nairobi's silence and missteps are bound to invite global scrutiny, raising questions about complicity in tragedy driven by profit. Now, with this, it's clear Ruto, according to this, has been a link between the RSF leader and the UAE leader in the transaction of gold with exchange with money and weapon, firearms. So he has been the link. Imagine this is the person who was pushing for Raila Odinga's agenda to be elected as the African Union Commission chairman. Huyu ndiye alikuwa na push agenda Raila. The accusation is now here. Even South Sudan have rejected William Ruto's attempted intervention. So this is the story. At one point, Gachagwa told us a story about how he was directed to invite the Sudan RSF leader to this country. In his view, the aim of that invitation, it was the president's personal commercial interest, not the country's interest.
I think in all fairness, President William Ruto has messed this country in the international eye. He's doing all the wrong things. We have a policy of non-interference with the affairs of other countries. We cannot allow rebels who have been slapped with international sanctions because of the genocide to meet in government facilities in Nairobi. You have heard Sudan now is threatening to stop our tea going to Sudan. And what is happening is that the president has put his personal and commercial interests ahead of the country's interests. That's the problem that they are. They are doing business with the RSF chief of gold that is being gotten from that area, brought to Nairobi and taken to Dubai.
And you can substantiate?
Yes, I can. I have one time. And, diplomatically, the president cannot invite Hamed here because he was vice president. And he asked me to invite him on his behalf. And he called me and said, sign this letter, invite Hamed here because I want to have a discussion.
When was this?
Sometime 2023.
Okay.
And I did invite Hamedi and welcomed him and delivered him to the president. There was nothing about Kenya. They were just discussing business, about gold, about such other things.
You were in that meeting?
No, I introduced him and then I was told to leave because it had nothing.
My good brother. Welcome to your other home. Thank you very much. Again, welcome to Nairobi. He's also very happy for that section. Yes. So I'm very happy to receive you again in Nairobi. I know this is not your first time.
Now, beside Rigathi Gachagwa's view, Cyrus Jirongo, in a different interview, he also weighed in on this matter. And he talked about a guy by the name Halila, who was connecting Ruto to the Galo, when even Ruto was still the deputy president. And the intention here, it was all about money. The question about how Ruto got the campaign money and all that also comes in. So imagine looking at this situation in this way.
There's a young man called Hilary Alila. Hilary Alila was key in putting William Ruto through to Hemeti. And this did not start yesterday. This was even before, when he was a deputy. And some of the monies, other than what was picked from our taxes here, I'm sure Hemeti contributed heavily. And it's a bit sad when you ridicule a country like Kenya to look like we don't know really what we are supposed to be doing as a country because of selfish interests. Obviously, there's a business going on between Hemeti and the leadership in this country, obviously. And it has nothing to do with Kenyans because Kenyans know their role. Hakuna matata.
Now, at one point, there was a time when Nairobi hosted the leaders from the flagged RSF group, and there was a lot of political discussion going on, a very, very heated debate. So if Sudan is now accusing UAE at the International Criminal Court, ICJ, that they are exchanging weapon with this guy to go and kill people. And tayari mshasikia watu karibu 1,100 na wamekufa chini ya huyu jamaa kuleta vita kwa nchi. Then you find the link is Kenya. Where do you live, Kenya? So the discussion about investigating Nairobi, the Nairobi factor in this matter comes in. The person behind that, William Ruto, the president, head of state. So wakati Gachagwa anakuambia ya kwamba everyone in this government is in deals. They don't have time to govern the country. The commercial deals supersede the interest of the country. They are busy in that. They even do not care about the injury they bring and the destruction of our reputation. What matters to them is what they get commercially. Sasa huyo ndio mlikuwa mnasema anasukuma kampeni ya Raila. Whether this accusation is not true, the fact remains that he welcomed, he received, and he had a meeting with the RSF leader right in State House. Ilikuwa ndani ya ofisi za kiserikali. Amemkubali, amekubalika. Sasa hapo ndio tuko. So if you expect that Ruto is that leader that can bring the country together, no wonder it's being rejected by everyone. Wakimpay assignment, rejection, assignment, objection, and all that. Commercial interest. Personal commercial interest. Supersede everything else. That's the sad story about this regime.